everybody, welcome to Wool and Wine, episode 13. I'm Tammi.
I'm Claudia.
And I'm Janet.
So we'd like to welcome all of our new and existing viewers out there. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah. Did you notice our color today? Guess what? It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We're celebrating. All right, there we go. So we all wear pink of some variety.
And we think that it's sweaters that you haven't seen before. So we decided we probably should have put Claudia in the middle just to balance the colors out. But it would have thrown everything off.
We're too used to the way we are.
We would have been a hot mess otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we should probably start with what we're wearing. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So this is a Ranunculus by Midoi House.
No, Midoi Hirose.
Hirose, okay. Here we are. So I'm wearing the Ranunculus, and boy, this has been a while since I made this, but I love it. The thing is, I feel like you can't see the pattern as well with these different colors. And those colors are, there's a Karabella Glossamer, and it doesn't have it says 6302 for color. But it has a nice little sparkle to it. See if I can get that in focus. There we go. We just had to hide Janet. But yeah, it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. And then I held that with, this is Long Dog Yarns. And the colorway is Dahlia. It's called their Cloud, but it's mohair and silk.
Really soft.
It is. I thought I felt somebody hit my butt.
I was petting your sweater.
So yeah, that's what I'm wearing, and I got this online. This has been quite a while. I was happy that I could even find it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you found your label.
I know, me too. It's been a while.
Yeah, that is some gorgeous mohair. All the colors that are in there.
I know, it is really pretty. And this, I have extra of this, and I use this in color work before.
So what's the content of that? Because it's very fluffy. Does it say?
It is, yes. Kid mohair, nylon, and polyester.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So 30, 52, 18.
Yeah.
Wow, it is so sparkly, and it almost looks mother of pearlish. I bet it takes on the color of whatever you put it with.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
I really
Isn't that
like
nice?
it.
Yes.
And knitting with it was pretty easy.
It
It wasn't hard at all.
No.
You know, but because I think they said that was like a DK, and I'm going, no, that's not DK, but holding these two together was really nice.
I wonder if it could plump up. You know how
It
some,
might.
I mean, with that content of polyester and nylon, I don't know what nylon does, but man, it's got a lot of bling. I bet the bling is the polyester,
Yeah.
the 18%, because that's a lot. That is
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. And I think the pattern, I can still see the beautiful ranunculus pattern
Yeah.
in there. And I just think that everything you used on that looks really pretty.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell even a non-knitter would know that there's a lot going on and that it's a beautiful sweater. And it fits everybody so well.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, it's just another one of those that
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah, and this is when they only had one size. Apparently there's multiple sizes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I didn't know that
Nice.
until I was watching Fun of Knit, and she was talking about making one and talking about the sizes, and I'm like, really?
Well, the thing is, we all got our patterns so long ago that we've all made multiple of them if we were a long time ago.
Yeah.
So even when the pattern update came out, I don't think I paid that much attention to it.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, so. All right, Janet, what are you wearing?
All right, I'm wearing the Lori pullover by Courtney Spainhauer.
All those twisted stitches and bobbles. That was in a magazine that we had.
Yes, Interweave Knits magazine.
And I don't even, is it available on Ravelry? I don't even know. I feel like it might be.
Yes, it is available on Ravelry. Yeah, so it's got, I made this 2 years ago in January of 2021. Yeah. Finished it. During the COVID.
That was a COVID sweater.
The COVID time, yeah. So, and Tammi had made one of these first, and I loved it. So, of course, I had to make it.
Well, we used the exact same yarn. That is...
Yes. So this
Yarn Collective, right?
Yes. So this is the Yarn Collective, Bloomsbury Decay. And the colorway of this is fuchsia. And the content of this is just so
Soft.
and
Does it
gorgeous.
say what?
100% wool. No. 100% wool. I thought it had other stuff.
Well...
It
Merino
is.
wool.
100% merino wool.
Yep.
And it is really nice. I was thinking alpaca or something was in here, but nope. It's all merino
All
wool.
merino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really pretty.
So,
That's gorgeous. So I'm wearing the Yume by Isabell Kraemer.
And that is so pretty.
And it's got all kinds of bling. Let's see if I can show you the back.
Yeah.
That Yume is some kind of gorgeous sweater.
Yeah.
I did make a modification, and before I sit down, I'll show you the sleeve. So I decided to do 2x2 ribbing and then an I-cord, but I knit the sleeve completely straight with no decreases, and then did a rapid decrease, and I used the knitulator. That's I think I have put that in our show notes in the past, but I used the knitulator to see how to decrease down to the appropriate size for where I wanted these to end, and I just did the decreases as recommended, and it turned out perfectly. But I do go up, I say this every time, when I'm doing an I-cord on the sleeves, just because I like them at that bracelet length, and that means that it's further up my arm when I bend my elbow, I go up a needle size to give myself enough slack there. And I knit this in Uru yarn in their sugared sport weight, and the color weight is ruby, and I can't tell you, I didn't dig the ball out, but I am pretty sure that this has more stellina in it than anything I have ever knit with before. And Janet's got a stellina story.
yes. Because I was in the airport recently, did some traveling, and I had worn a stellina, a sweater that had stellina all through it. And boy, I tell you what, when I went through that detector,
It's through security at the airport.
oh my gosh, the whole sweater lit up all over. They even showed me, what it looked like on the screen. So, I mean, they're like, FAA does not approve of this kind of material. So just keep that in mind when you're traveling.
Right. Oh, and size. I did the M1, so medium 1, and that is a 41.5-inch bust. And there's plenty of positive ease in this. And I'm sure I gauge swatched. I'm sure there's a little gauge swatch upstairs in my drawer. But anyway, I think
really pretty.
I love it.
It's such a nice holiday thing too.
Yeah, and I did wear it around Christmas time. I mean, it's not red; it's clearly ruby, and that's like the perfect color name for it, I think. But
Beautiful.
anyway, I have 0 finishes, so if there are finishes, it's your show, girls.
All right. I actually have one.
Do you?
Yeah, you guys have been hearing about this for a long time, so hopefully you're not tired. This is the last time you'll have to hear about it unless I
Well, know that
wear
you're going to wear it
it.
sometime, right?
Oh,
Waiting to hear about it.
So this is the Epernay by Thea Coleman. And oh my gosh, I can't tell you how beautiful this sweater is. And the details on it are just so amazing. And one thing she did is on the sleeves, they're a little bit more gathered in. They're not a straight sleeve, so it has a little puffiness to it.
Are there decreases?
Yes, there are decreases, but
That texture is so good on the
Oh, it
sleeves.
really
it's just
is.
so perfect for that color.
oh, I love
And those
this.
cables are gorgeous.
Here, we're talking about it while it's laying on her lap. I hope you can see that.
Yeah,
That is some gorgeous detail.
I love that
Oh.
stitch. That is just, yeah, that pattern is really awesome, and the cables and everything about this is just perfect.
Love it.
And so I have this problem when I don't know why, it just seems like it's on bottom up sweaters where the front or the back will, like, you know, there'll be like a pocket out front of where it just balloons out, and I don't know what it is. I think I'm gonna have to start going down an extra needle size. But what I did on this,
But for only your ribbing, right?
yeah, it just kind of sticks out. Well, no, because it makes the whole sweater stick out.
So if the ribbing if you went down on the ribbing, it would
help it.
help pull that part in so it
Yeah.
would hang straighter, I think.
Yeah, I was down 1 needle, but I think I need 2 needle sizes.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to start doing in the future. And I don't know why it does that. But what I ended up doing is I just kind of ran a little yarn through here and I pulled it in. So
Oh,
it doesn't
wow.
do that anymore. There's the ends right there. But yeah, and it doesn't stretch.
Oh, you
right
just
there.
did that right in the front section.
Just right
huh?
here.
Oh.
So it doesn't
Flare.
balloon
It doesn't
out.
flare right
Flare, yeah.
Right. That's a really good idea.
That is a good idea.
I have that clear elastic, it's thread, but it is clear elastic thread, and I ended up putting that in that that Purl Soho sweater that was designed by Melissa with its turquoise with the ribbing across here. It's all alpaca, and at the time I had no idea that if you knit an all alpaca and mohair sweater that it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it would be just about off my shoulders. And I put that, just crocheted that around the neck, and
that helped?
it doesn't gather. When I have it off, it looks wonky because it is gathered, but once you put it on, the weight of the sweater pulls it out, but it doesn't keep growing as you wear it. I wonder if something like that would help also.
Yeah, that might. But there's enough stretch that not giving this portion stretch really did make a difference.
What
So
kind of cast on did you use there?
I
Because it
don't
looks really cool. I don't remember.
I don't remember what I did, but I think, so I cast on, and I think what I did is I just did a row of knit
Before you started. the
before I
pattern.
started the pattern, yeah.
Was it that twisted Norwegian cast on?
It might have been. I mean, it's pretty stretchy.
That's a good, yeah.
It's
yeah.
pretty stretchy, so yeah, I can't. One modification I did make, the side has, it was all purl stitches on the side, but I didn't like it, and I didn't like the way the bottom was laying, so I ended up switching and just doing purl bumps, and then I did two knit stitches, so it kind of gave it a little bit of extra stability on the side, and plus, I don't know, I like the look
yeah.
a lot better too. So, yeah. And so the yarn I used, and I know I've told you this before, but it's in case you're new, it's the Marisol Hooney in the colorway Jade, and I just love
gorgeous.
And I'm amazed at the way the drape on it, because it's 100% wool. It's Peruvian wool, and it just drapes really well.
And it's worsted weight?
worsted weight.
Yeah, and it is soft.
Yeah,
It is really soft. It was
Yeah.
so soft when I was
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's
earlier.
wool. I mean, it's a woolly wool, but it's a very
It's
soft,
very
to
soft
skin
wool.
wool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, is Hoonie one of those yarns that's discontinued, or is that one that we can still get?
I saw on Little Knits they still have some colors. The Hoonie Marisol, Hoonie still is out there with different kinds, but the Marisol Hoonie, the Marisol Hoonie is discontinued.
Oh, okay.
The Marisol's still out there is what I meant to say. And
Oh,
but
Marisol is the company. Hoonie is that particular yarn.
And,
Okay.
Yeah. And they do have a couple different colorways out there, but they have one that's a light blue, but I already have a bunch of that. So anyway.
Gorgeous. Another epic finish.
It
That
is.
so good.
Oh my gosh, and I just feel like now I'm going, okay, now what am I going to do? And I've got some stuff to do, but this was a lot of work. I don't know what I was thinking when right after I finished my Andor poncho, which was all cables, and then I do this, it's all cables.
Well, you were on a cable kick there
I
for
was
a
on a
while.
cable kick, and now I think I'm going to switch. For at least for a little while.
Yeah, that's
Because I do love cables. Though.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
And any pattern that Thea Coleman,
Oh, man.
aka Baby Cocktails, makes, they are amazing.
Extremely
They are all,
well written.
yeah, I mean, she does the best job. Her tech editor must be like,
Really good.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I should show you this one little thing that I did on the back. So I made a mistake, and just so you know, if you do cables and you miss something, you can kind of repair it without ripping it out, because I was not prepared to rip it out. And I don't know if you can really tell, but I'll tell you what I did. Let's see, I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't even find it.
Oh, it's right
nobody will
here.
See it, okay.
It's right here. And I missed a cross. So I had, instead of going back and ripping it out to get down there, I just took yarn and I just wrapped it over top, just knit some, what they call that when you're doing...
Duplicate stitch.
Yeah, I did duplicate stitch over top of the other one so it would look complete.
That's really a good idea.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that so you know that you can actually get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, you could always try it on a little swatch if you're not sure that you can pull it off and make it look right.
Right.
Just whip up a tiny little swatch rather than try it on your first on your sweater for the first time. Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, duplicate stitching can fix a lot of things.
Yeah. I wish I would have made it not quite so tight because it'd been more fluffy, but it's okay. At least the directions are the same.
Yeah, it didn't show. I mean, when you held it up, we never noticed. So if you hadn't pointed it out, and really, you had to go, oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
So it's probably not that visible.
Probably not.
And if somebody's that close, they need to back away.
Back off.
Yeah, so Janet, you have a finish, right?
I do have a finish. So last time I showed you, I was going to make this, which was the Tryon Creek hat by Kay Hopkins.
So cute.
I don't know how you can
I
see that, but
I'm sure you can see it really well. It's beautiful.
But anyway, it fits really well. I made the second size. There was 3 sizes. So it was like the medium size. Here's just to show you so you can just kind of see what the cables look like close up.
They're really pretty.
But the fit and everything is gorgeous. I put the tag on there.
That's so good.
Really nice. I used the Knit Picks Gloss yarn in the colorway Kanai.
Was that DK?
And that is a DK. Yes, it's DK weight. A lot of fun to make. Goes really quick. It's got all those gorgeous cables in it.
Yeah, it does.
Guess I'll have to do
So-
that. It's cables.
Yeah, there you go.
Kidding.
At some point,
At
right?
some point.
All right, so I have a lot of whips. I should probably do a whip.
Yes.
So I am working on the, I think it's called Eyre, E-Y-R-E. It is a test knit by Samantha, also known as the Strikkechick. And she's on Instagram and has many other patterns on Ravelry. And she posted a photo on Instagram, a couple of weeks ago, I guess, and was talking about, or showing the sweater that she had designed. And it is fabulous. So it is a bulky or super bulky weight. I know a lot of people are using Drops, is it Drops Wish yarn that's a bulky weight? I think
I
it is.
think so.
2 strands held together. But I did not have that. What I do have is Berroco Vibe. And this is, yeah, you can see that it's quite chunky. Here is the label for the Vibe. And this is 45% organic cotton, 45% organic wool, and 10% nylon. And I'm holding that with Alpaca Bloom. So this is a thicker alpaca yarn, and here is this. And the colorway for this one is Flame Red, and the Vibe is Poppy. So it's these two together are producing this color. So let me get it around to the front and the back. Okay, so this is the front, and you can see it's going to have this beautiful seed stitch and these gorgeous cables that come down both sleeves, and between those blue markers are my cable markers and center for the back, and it is just gorgeous. So I am loving this, and so this is due March 24th, so I imagine shortly after that she'll do the pattern release. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that looks like that's going to be a gorgeous holiday sweater.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
And we're just working away. So I'm hoping,
pretty.
with it being so thick, that by using organic cotton and wool, that it's going to make it a little less, a little less heavy feeling.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So-
that is really, it feels so light.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if it
And-
looks familiar to you, this
that's
color
really
combination,
nice.
I made the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit out of this exact combination.
Oh, is that right?
And I'd ordered yarn for the test, not knowing that I would be selected. But I had decided that I was knitting this anyway because it's that cute. And so I really thought that that would be a great idea.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. So,
Okay, so Claudia, do you have some whips?
I have a couple. So I've been still working on my Humulus by Isabell Kraemer. I'm knitting it in the size 4. And I know I've shown this to you before, but it's worth looking at again because it's just very pretty.
It is.
And I'm hoping to make some real progress here on this in the next couple weeks. The yarn I'm using is, find my notes, Fable and Fairytales and Dark Magic, which is the navy blue. And then I'm using, I use Spin Cycle Dream State in the colorway End of Summer for the color work. And it's,
just
yeah,
gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm loving it. Gotta get it done. it's getting warm here. It's
Well,
yeah.
it's only here. Did we say where we're from?
Oh,
Yes. Dayton, Ohio, Bellbrook. Well, south of Dayton,
in Bellbrook.
suburbs.
So I
of
think we
Bellbrook.
said it and we had a really bad first start and then we
So we
restarted.
retake.
And I don't think we said it the second time around.
Yeah, I think that's true. Anyway, yeah, we're from Ohio. And it's 60 degrees today in mid-February.
Yeah, which is unheard of here. We usually have ice and snow and all the things right now, but not today, although a bunch of the country is getting all that, and hope
Yeah.
everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do one, and then Janet can do one. I've got a lot of whips. I can't say I've got cast on itis, but what I don't have is finish-itis. And I think that's a thing, right?
Yeah. But you're making progress.
I am. So I'm working on The Rift by Jared Flood. And I am working on this for my husband. I'm knitting the 47.5 inch, and I'm knitting this in Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the colorway Stormcloud. And I do have a label. So let's get this up here and get the wool out of the way. So this is Stormcloud, and I love working with this yarn. It's so rustic, and I find all kinds of vegetable matter in it constantly. I don't know where I was the last time. I probably, if I'm going to work on these long term, I should probably put a progress
Marker.
keeper on it. I have finished the front up to sleeve separation, and then I have completely finished the back, and I just love the detail. Oh, let's get that yarn out of the way. But the detail in the way all of these increases and decreases are happening. These are actually increases here where the decreases happened a little lower, but aren't those just gorgeous? So the front, of course, doesn't have as much knitting as the back does because it'll have the collar. So I think at some point up here I'll be separating a left and a right and then working my way up. But I'm loving that. And I did cast on the sleeves 2 at a time. Well, I cast them on individually because I don't like starting ribbing. Oh boy, what a tangled mess. So sorry. That's what happens when you shove things in your bag. Oh my goodness, yeah, quite a tangle. Okay. I have started them on 12 inch, I believe, circulars, and then I moved them on to 2 at a time magic loop knitting. And so I'm just working my way up on these, and I am babysitting still grandbabies on Mondays, and I thought that this would be a really good project to take and just work my way up the sleeves until I get those done. So making good headway on this, and not to worry, I like the house nice and cool, and Rick is always freezing, so he'll wear this probably even in the summertime in air conditioning. So I think he'll be just fine if I don't get it done right away. He has another one just exactly like it for anybody who's new. I haven't showed it on the podcast, but I have talked about it, and that one's in a charcoal gray, and he wears the heck out of it. So
Well, he'll enjoy that one.
yeah, he will. So Janet, I think it's your turn for a whip, girl.
All right. Okay. The first one I'm going to show you is one I've talked about previously a couple times. It's the Grace Notes Pullover by Hohi Locatelli.
I know. Yeah, it makes me thirsty.
It does.
It does really.
Okay, so last time I showed you this sweater, I held it inside out and showed it to you. So, you saw all the purl stitches. Here's an example of it with the way it really should be. So this is the front, and this beautiful,
God, I love those cables.
beautiful cabling on the front, and then here's the back. So now this sweater has been, I've just had so much troubles with it. From one thing to the next. I had problems with the cables, and then having to rip them out, to making it too short, and then having to just kind of make this bigger around the armhole. Anyway, I tried it on after I got it all, the armpits in and everything, and it is just too small.
So are you going to block it before you do anything? Just to see?
I wasn't planning on it.
So what size? I mean, you blocked your swatch, and it was.
And
you got
I'm
gauge.
perfectly on gauge, because I checked the gauge on this sweater, and I'm perfectly on gauge. It's like 40 inches across.
Oh, so it's a 40 inch.
So it's 40 inches versus, even though it says 44, I'm on gauge. And maybe, like you say, if I block it, it'll open all of this up. So it was more like 41. I don't know. I just kind of measured it, but it was like maybe 41, 42, but it'll probably open up to 44. I don't know. It might be a good idea to go ahead and block this before I determine to rip it out, because
I mean, the other thing
is this armpit, I'll probably have to take it back out, because it really needs to be 6 inches under the armpit versus 5.5.
Yeah. I would.
But I'm really thinking I'm going to have to start over on it.
I would block it, because you just, you hate to just
Give
start
up on it
over
so
if you don't
quick.
have to. Just make sure.
Yeah, you've got a lot of projects you could be working on, right? While that's drying. Mm-hmm. I would say.
I always have plenty of knitting I can be doing.
Yeah, I mean, is it? Well, you could always make a cardigan out of it and just keep going.
There you go.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I
don't know.
Feel bad. I mean, so it's drop shoulder, and you always have to give yourself a good 4 to 6 to 8 inches, depending, to get it out here.
Mm-hmm. I think I would be more comfortable if I just made the next size up. I think I misjudged the size when I first started making this. And then it's just been it's been such a struggle, because, and I think it is the pattern. At first I was reading it, and I'm line by line type of person, like follow each instruction. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, follow the pattern. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, where was I? And it's like there's a left cable, right cable, and the left flat cable, right flat cable, and there's this 8 rows or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, which one's what? So I had troubles with that, and just following this. I mean, it turns out really good, and then the increases on this and making sure I follow everything. It's not like it was difficult. It's just me with going row by row instructions.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on
when you're doing
this.
cables, and you're doing short rows to shape the shoulders, and you're picking up stitches, and you're shaping the neck. I mean, it's a lot to pay attention to. So
it is.
It looks gorgeous, though.
That yarn is just so beautiful.
I was so happy with it, and then when I tried it on, it's like, oh, I don't know, this 5.5 inch thing wasn't exactly making me real happy.
Yeah,
because it was right in my armpit.
I don't know anybody who's got arms that skinny.
Right.
I mean, any place in your bicep that hits, that I would think is going to be. Girl's got guns.
So I'm thinking I could maybe I'm thinking I maybe just starting over. I know now what I'm doing. It's pretty clear what I'm doing now.
Yeah, you'll get up to that point real quick.
And then, and then just doing it over. But I wanted to show you that, I was making some progress here. Really working on this thing. And I love this sweater and I want to make it. Regardless if I have to start over or what what's going on, I'm still going to make it. So,
all right, we're gonna
stay
hold you to that.
tuned
Yeah.
for this, for the next
I want
time.
her to get through it, then I'm gonna have
With
to
the
buy
adventures.
Yeah, to rip it out and start afresh, start
Yeah.
anew. Okay, so I'll do another one because
Uh-huh.
I probably should we just keep going back and forth.
That's
okay,
fine. I only
so
have one more.
now I'm working on the Lyrah by Natasha Hornby. Okay, so Janet, do you have another?
I have another whip.
Okay.
Wow.
And it is The Avalanche by Heidi Kraemer.
We haven't seen this one.
No, we haven't. We saw the yarn though.
I'm on the humble beginnings of this since I suddenly found out I had problems with my Grace Notes pullover. So this is the front section. That's right in the middle where the cables and the lace are, and the very top of the neckline. So it's just at the really beginning parts, but you can see this beautiful yarn. And the yarn I'm using is the Bloomsbury DK, or no, it's not. It's the Cloudborn. I don't have the tag.
So what's it called? What is it?
It is the Cloudborn Wool Bulky Naturals and color River Water. And the ball is looking a little like the cat got it or something. And I don't even have a cat. So it's coming apart pretty good here. But some beautiful yarn.
That is beautiful.
And so this
That's
is my
gonna be
new little
pretty.
project
Yeah.
to keep me busy for momentarily till I get back on my Grace Notes again.
So how do you like working with that yarn?
Oh, I love it.
Because we used Cascade Eco Wool the first time, or at least I did. Is that what you used?
That's
as
exactly
well?
what I used as well.
And that's been, that was years and years. That might have been
And
one
this-
of your first sweaters.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been
It's
that long.
been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it's going pretty quickly for, with a nice bulky yarn. So,
That's a nice thing about bulky yarn.
let it come on that, I know, right?
It can go pretty fast.
So I am really like working with this as well.
Oh, that feels good too.
Yeah.
Let's see, because I had that same yarn.
Yeah, that's gonna feel.
Yeah,
That's nice.
It's really pretty. I have some mohair I was going to put with mine, but
I'll tell you
don't
what,
know.
that blue is almost a really good denim blue,
it is. Yeah.
like a stonewashed denim.
That's
Yeah.
really pretty.
I think I'm going to really like this color.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I keep forgetting about mine. I need to get that out and wear it more often.
I wear mine at home
Right.
a lot.
Do ya?
Yes, I do. It's really comfortable.
I have some. That Eco Wool comes in a ginormous skein. Is it 200 grams or something? Because remember, there's just it's
Oh,
so
it was
big.
a big skein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Because I've used it in other things. Actually, I knit Rick a the same
The Solbu cow.
the Selbu cow with,
Oh, that's
with my leftovers, and I
right.
still have a lot left. Mm-hmm. So
I
it's-
have a big skein left.
yeah, it's the skein that just keeps on giving. Okay, so I needed a project for poolside because Rick and I are going to be heading away. And I decided to cast on the Lune shawl by Natasha Hornby. And I have gone back and forth.
We haven't seen this yet, so.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that.
The texture.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that would be a nice sweater
gorgeous.
too.
It would, except that texture is, it needs to be there. And here, let me get it up here so you can see what we're oohing and eyeing over. So this texture right here, because you're doing something across and then you're doing something back, it's a real, I hope there aren't that many cocktails at the pool.
It's a real what? It's a real what too?
It's a real brain twister. Not really that.
okay.
It's just, there's a lot you're doing. You take stitches away on the front side with these little wraps, and then you put them back by make one purl on the back side.
Oh.
Because it's all pearls on the back and all knit stitches on the front. And it's fabulous, and it's going to be so worth it. And I am doing Weave and Steven. These tails that are here are just, I don't trim those off till after I've blocked it. But I wanted to get it started because I'm not sure about the colors together the way I have them. So I'm not doing this in the right order. I am using Knit Picks palette yarns. It is a it is a juggling act. So these are fingering weight, and they are Oyster Heather is the light one, Toffee is the center, and Asphalt Heather is the back one. I love the colors together, and I feel like there is plenty of contrast. However, on Natasha's, like her sample that she knit, she used a creamy color and then she used an almost white color where I have the toffee. And then she did a blue color where I have the Asphalt Heather. And you actually can see this well enough, I think, right? With
Oh yeah.
And I think that makes this very, very wearable. However, I'm really torn. I have enough of the toffee to do the whole shawl and toffee, and then do the light color around the gray for the color work here. And this is all slip stitch. And again, you know, we're talking about people who write fabulous patterns. I think Natasha Hornby is right up there with like Thea Coleman and Hohe Locatelli and some
Isabell
of those
Kraemer.
Isabell Kraemer and some of those other Dre Renee knits where, you know, when you get those patterns, they're going to be written so perfectly and so detailed. So I'm just trying to figure out, I won't waste any of this yarn. It's 100% wool. It's totally spit spliceable, so I'm not concerned about ripping it out and starting over. And I was thinking maybe not ripping it out, but maybe just, I've got
Starting
plenty
over?
of cords and just sliding this onto a different cord and hold it, and then start over with the other colors and see what I really like. But a shawl is always so easy to knit when you're sitting around at the pool hanging out, because it's not like so much on you, you know. I think it'll be enough to keep interest, but not too much to weigh me down.
I think I like that idea because even though you can see the color, it's not.
It doesn't show
pop.
as much. Yeah, so one of her testers did a version that is the toffee color for the main part, so olive, where I have the oyster color, and it's beyond fabulous. And I don't know why I cast on with this. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I just was trying to like get it on the needles to see. And I'm loving, absolutely loving the
Yeah,
way
that's
it's
beautiful.
starting. I mean, this is pretty fabulous. It's good enough that I might want 2 versions of the same shawl because it's that good.
It's really pretty.
But so anyway, more to come. You'll see it in a couple weeks or so. And
So
hopefully...
is this slip stitch?
Yeah, it's all slip stitch. It's slip stitch color work, and then all this texture
That's beautiful
between
texture.
the stripes. So it's going to go this way, and then you end up picking up stitches all the way across the bottom, and then knitting that part back and forth. So this all is knit in this direction, or this way, and so it'll get really wide in the middle. And then it'll go back to a point on the other end. And then you pick up stitches. And the part across the bottom, of course, you would have seen that in our editing before. But it is all that gorgeous color work, just like the other shawl I did of hers in the golds and grays and rusty orange color. So I'm super excited about seeing where I go with this. And I just need to decide which way I'm going to go and get it started so that I have something to work on the airplane. I don't want to cast on the airplane. That's a little bit fiddly.
Tough. Yeah.
And I don't, it's only, you start with 3 stitches,
Right.
but I kind of want enough in my hand to be able to hold on to something more than just tiny little cast on. So yeah. Anyway, that is finally it with all of my whips.
Well, that's
Gorgeousness.
wonderfulness.
Oh my goodness.
Whips.
So
Oh
many
my
beautiful
gosh.
things.
All of us have so many beautiful things.
Yeah. There's so
Okay.
many to do.
So, Claudia, what is that plan? I see a pile of goodness over there. What are you doing?
So, dream knitting.
Okay.
Although this one is going to be a reality. It's not so much a dream. It's the Cartwright by Jenny Atkinson. And I am doing it in the Cascade 220 fingering. The colorways are silver, charcoal, and lemon. But I've been playing around with different colorways because this is my swatch. This is the top of the sweater. So this is the kind of orangey color is called Sunrise. And that is Holsgarn Super Soft. And then the lemon is which I've already bought. I'm not really fond of this is a little too orange, I think. But this is a little too light. So I need something in between. But it's a bottom-up sweater, so I can start the sweater without
Without knowing.
without deciding, and I can still play with it. But I'm gonna love this.
That's another gorgeous.
Oh my god!
sweater.
Feel how soft.
Yeah.
This stuff blocked amazingly. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's gonna be another one of those. It's gonna take me a little while. So
And that's slip stitch as well?
this is slip stitch as well. Yes. Yep.
Tell you what.
Slip stitch is really cool.
It is really
in many
cool.
ways, and it's so so fun. I think when I get to that point, it's gonna. Yeah, I think this whole sweater is gonna be fun. There's gonna be some long parts in it because the gauge is really small. So
Well, slip stitch is just as important as stranded color work to pull your floats, stretch them out evenly.
Yeah.
Because when you've got 2 or 3 stitches that you're slipping in a row, it's real easy to bunch those up and not give those 2 or 3 stitches their own space that they need.
Right.
So when it blocks out, it's nice and smooth and you continue getting gauge.
I had to check.
Right.
Yeah. No, I've already played with your swatch. I was checking you out to make sure. But yeah, that's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is. It's a beautiful sweater, and I think I haven't cast it on because I've been going back and forth about because it starts on the bottom and it's a ribbing, and I did buy a size 2.5 because that's what they told you to use for the ribbing. But I'm thinking I might go down to a 2 just to make sure it's in enough.
So what is your main body? What size needle did you get gauge on?
3.
Oh.
Can't go down too much more.
I don't know. I got some zeros upstairs, but and ones and yeah. I mean, it's not going to hurt you to have a size 2.5.
Or it's size 2. That's what I'm thinking about for the.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you bought the
Oh,
2.5
right.
to have it, so it's not like that was a bad purchase. But I would. Maybe you could do a little ribbing swatch with the 2 and then the 2.5 and see how much.
Difference there is.
Yeah, see what that gives you.
Yeah, because the picture shows it kind of blousy
Yeah.
over the ribbing, and I don't want the ribbing to stick out and take that away.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I like that blousiness.
Oh, well then I'd say go down a whole needle size.
Yeah.
I mean, because you went down a whole needle size on that one, and it's still
It's still a little bit,
yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking of doing.
Well, that's a beautiful swatch.
Yeah, yeah. So I am going to modify that pattern too, because it's knit flat, front and back, everything's flat. And I've been looking at the pattern and I couldn't figure out why. And I don't think there's any reason why you can't do it in the round. And then you separate for the sleeves and then you do the front and back. But yeah, I can't, there's really no reason. And I've looked at some of the other projects that people have made, and some have said they did it in the round.
I don't know why. I mean, it's not like it needs structure.
No.
I can't. I mean, all you have to do is take 2 stitches out on each side, front and back, because you'll use 1 stitch on each side, front and back to sew it up.
She has you add a stitch when you, like, when it was just flat, you do the ribbing, and then after that you add a stitch, which I couldn't quite figure out what that was
Maybe
about.
that helps with it.
To blouse.
The blousing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would think 1 stitch wouldn't make a big difference.
No, you wouldn't think so. Maybe they made the count
numbers.
right for the ribbing,
Or the slip stitch.
or no,
The
for
slip
the and there's color work for the color work patterns.
that
That
makes
might be
sense.
what it is. So
Yes.
so I've kind of checked it, and I think it's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have the color work charts,
Uh-huh.
the right number of stitches for that, you should be
Yeah.
able to just zip round and round and round.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if when you're knitting in the round, you're really not knitting in the round, you're knitting in a spiral.
Yeah.
But we do so many other color work things that are knit in the round that I can't imagine. It doesn't throw anything off.
Not significantly.
No. Unless she's doing some fancy schmancy something that we're not aware of.
Yeah, I'll have to read the rest of the pattern, but so far I can't see any reason why not to
Yeah.
do that. So that's my plan.
Yeah, that seems like it would go faster. It'd be easier.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so do you have...
I have a dream knitting.
I see a little swatch there.
Yeah.
Little baby swatch.
So Tammy's been working on, which is the same thing, The Rift by Jared Flood.
Ooh.
And here's my swatch, which is in the colorway Meteorite, which has all those beautiful little specks of color in that brown.
Is that the same?
And so I did this swatch, and it's the same thing. It's Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. A little bit better look here. And so I did the swatch with the 7, which is what I think they used Brooklyn Tweed to make this.
Yep.
To begin with, and it was size 7 needle US, and when I blocked it, I really need to go down a size because it
relaxed.
it relaxed, and so it looks like a size 6 US 6 needle is what I'm going to use for this. And then go up a size, so I'm like on like size 51, I think, for the size. But this will be my first sweater that I'm making for my husband. And so since Tammy's fresh and working with this raft, if I need some help and assistance,
Oh, yeah.
she'll be there to help me. But I'm amazed at how much it relaxed.
That
It's
shelter
like
is so.
2 stitches more than...
Really?
It doesn't really. I mean, we'll measure it again. But
Yeah,
golly,
measure
that, I
it.
mean, that
So it
gauge
looks like
looks
maybe I-
really good.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It doesn't.
So I don't want to make it too small or too big. So I kind of want to get this right because
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of knitting.
Yeah. So what size?
And it's hard when it's not for you.
It's really hard. I did some measurements. So I think he needs the 51. I think it's 51 3/4 or something like that. And it's the next size up from the one you're making.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge jump. I think it's like 4 inches between sizes in the men's sizes.
Huh.
So
But when you break that down, that's really not much. It's only 2 extra inches on the front.
right,
Right? I mean, it's like, it's not.
giving him
Yeah,
a little
that's
ease,
true.
Yeah.
little ease in there.
Yeah.
But so I've had this meteorite yarn, this Brooklyn Tweed, for probably a year now, and I don't have enough. And so right now, Brooklyn Tweed does not have this yarn in stock at all.
Oh, no.
And I did find a shop down in Texas that had it, and I
Okay.
decided rather than waiting for Brooklyn Tweed, which I know is going to be a totally different lot,
Right.
Of course, yes.
that I would go with something that is in stock somewhere, and thinking that it might not be the same lot, but it's
Well, don't start on it till it comes so you can make decisions because you could, I mean, how much off are you? How many more skeins do you need?
4 more skeins.
Oh.
You would have plenty to alternate skeins.
Yeah, you would.
And if I were going to do that, you might even, they may come and be exactly the same. Gosh, I wish I had that color. I'd give it to you. And I can't remember, how long ago did you buy it? Did you?
I just purchased it today.
No, I mean this.
Oh.
Like last year?
I would say I'll have to look to see, but I would say it's been a year. Last year, some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, when it comes, you can compare it because it might be exactly the same. It might even be the same dye lot. Who knows?
Right, that's what I'm thinking. It's out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus, I know, Brooklyn Tweed's making some new, fresh, but
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it going to be the same
Yeah, I would
or
kinda
not?
worry.
So I thought if I could find some, I would go with what's out there.
Did
so
you
I
call
did
the
find
yarn
some.
store and ask them if they had what dye lot they have?
I thought about it, but I didn't. I went ahead and ordered it and thought it comes and I don't know. So I may call them yet because I just did it today. So
Yeah. Maybe when we're done, you can give them a call and just ask them because you've got your tag here from your other one. Just see what they
Right.
have. I mean, they may have already packaged it up, but the thing is, Texas, they probably, I can't picture, I mean, yeah, they're having ice storms down there right now.
oh wow.
They are, yeah, some of the towns, and I'm not even sure which ones, but anyway. Hopefully it comes and it's all good. You'll know next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Suspense.
Yeah. Okay, you have to talk about that black thing with the checks because that is so gorgeous.
So Tammy did the drawing sweater, and I really want to do that. And I've been kind of playing around with colorways and not really knowing what to do. So this is why I did this. And this is the Juniper Moon Farm Patagonia Organic Merino and the colorway Anthracite. That's the background color. And so I tried these 3 different colors to see how it would go. And I'm kind of leaning toward, because I really like black and white. And even though this isn't quite black, you know, I like the contrast. But then I like them all. And the blue is whole scarred, super soft in the colorway chiffon. I mean, and that's gorgeous too. And I didn't have the tag for my pink, but that's a sport weight with mohair. But then Tammi goes, "Oh, you need to make a whole sweater with that."
I mean, come on, you guys. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Mm-hmm. I said she could pick any raglan sweater pattern that is the right weight for that, and make it color work with those squares and even the purl bumps in between. I just think that adds so much to it with those three colors, and just alternate those three. I think
that's
that would
a good
be
idea.
so gorgeous.
So,
even if you just did it on the body and made the sleeves just
plain,
black.
yeah.
I love that idea. Well, if you don't do it, I am. So.
Well, maybe I should do that instead of the other one.
Oh, the drawing sweater. No, you have to make the drawing sweater. That one is so, it's epic again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had another option for that, and I don't think I brought my swatch. I don't know if I showed you last time or not. It's from Purl Soho in the, what's the?
Good wool.
Good wool. And one is the same brown that she has, and one color is the peach. And I like that too. I'm having a dilemma.
It's called analysis paralysis.
I know, right?
It's a real.
It is a real thing. At least it is for me.
It is, and there's no cure.
And there is no cure.
You just have to let go with something. Let your heart take you.
And just go.
Let your heart guide your hands, and just do it.
I'll tell you next time, whatever I decide, if I decide by then. I don't know. I've got some other projects I was thinking about too, so. Do you have anything else?
Nope. That was the only
I'm
thing.
sorry, it's going to be my show for a little
No, that's
while.
fine. Yeah, what do you have?
So I recently was watching.
100 Acre Wool. I can tell where you're going already.
I was watching Inga from
Knitting
Knitting Traditions, and she was working on The Fields of Gold by Isabell Clarke. And so I have had my eye on that for a while. So I went out and bought the pattern. And I have this, I've been kind of playing around with this Newtoden yarn. And this is a colorway called Yinst. And easy for me to say, right? And drops mohair in the colorway Curry. And so this is the swatch that I've made, and I think it is kind of a field of gold color. So
It is. That's going to be so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so soft.
Newtoden is just amazing. You just can't even.
Yeah, this will be my first time knitting with it, so I hope I like it.
Yeah.
You will like it.
Yeah, that is a pattern that you definitely want to use unspun yarn with.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
That will be.
And let's see, this is from another podcaster, For the Fun of Knit, and
Linda, our friend Linda.
She's so cute.
Yes.
So she was making a sweater in the same yarn, and she was holding a double, and this is the Gilsk yarn in the colorway Spring, and I love this color. And so I decided to try knitting it double because I have so much of it and I want to get rid of some of my stash so I can buy more. And so I played around with the texture for, what was that?
Oh, the love note.
No, love.
No, love.
Big love.
Big love.
Big love. Big love. And
Something
Valentine's theme.
yeah, that one. One of those love things. Hey, it's for Valentine's Day. So this is how it looked. I think I used an 8 and I got like a 17 gauge once it was blocked. And so I was kind of thinking about making another one of these Ranunculus with this.
Ooh,
I
pretty.
mean, why not?
So I think that would be a really pretty.
Can we
That
feel
would be
that?
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah, sorry. Don't
That would be a gorgeous ranunculus.
Look
for
at all the
sure.
colors in
I
that.
know. I'd love this.
That's really good yarn.
I love all those pretty
Yeah,
colors.
it's a Norwegian
Yeah.
one.
So nice.
Wow. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. So I don't know where I'm going with all these swatches. It is dream knitting.
It is. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a very important part of putting colors together and
Yeah.
figuring out what's what. I mean, I've knit, 10 inches on a shawl, and I'm not sure I'm going with it. So,
Right.
yeah, we'll see. But I
Right.
need to start getting my head together around that one. I'm also going to knit socks. I have, I bet I will use Vibrant Dye Works, one of those
That's when you showed last time?
maybe, or I actually have 3 different skeins from her Backyard Birds collection from last summer. No, maybe 2021. They're just so pretty, and they're ones that I've held on to because I just had to have the right project, and now I've decided it's just going to be a pair of socks for now because I can do anything else with them after. And once I added self-striping yarn to that bulky yarn to make the Lumi socks that I showed last time, I am all about holding self-striping yarn with like fingering weight with another plain yarn because it turns out so flipping gorgeous.
Yeah, those
Those
were
color
gorgeous.
pops,
Oh, I know.
and it's a whole
Gorgeous.
different thing, and I think it would be kind of cool to do a whole sweater in it.
It probably would be. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, I'm getting very.
to
Oh,
come.
you've got
One more thing, sorry.
beautiful yarn there.
So Janet had this yarn in a different colorway, which I loved it, and I kept resisting, and then I just decided to jump. It's the Dovestone Natural Errand by Bahram U, and there's 3 different sheep that go into making this yarn, and it is let's see. 100% British spun, 50% blue-faced
Hold still. It's just a hair.
Leicester, 25% Wensleydale Longwall, and 25% Masham. That's a lot to say.
It is.
And there's
And it smells.
It smells
So good.
amazing. Yeah.
It's one of those barnyardy ones, but it's so soft.
Yeah, it's just.
And this is a colorway chocolate.
Oh, and it's all natural.
It's all natural.
natural.
That's
all
gorgeous.
natural.
So what do you have in mind for that? Nothing really yet?
I might do the one that she did.
Oh, that's
Yes.
the latte.
Yeah,
the
sweater.
latte
latte
sweater
sweater.
because it doesn't need you don't need lace or cable or anything. It just you want a plain sweater for this yarn.
Well, that's how I felt about that speckled hobby
Yeah.
yarn.
Yes.
That stuff with
Yeah,
all those
absolutely.
vibrant
Absolutely.
neon. Neon blips. Okay, so now can we drink wine?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, we're all thirsty.
See you at the tasting table. Okay, so today we are tasting the Hall Cabernet Sauvignon from 2016. And the Vivino tasting notes say that it is bold. It is right in the middle between smooth and tannic. It is very dry, and it is right in the middle between soft and acidic. And we should be tasting raspberry, red fruits, caramel, mocha, and oak, which is kind of funny. So that might be the
Caramel.
toasted vanilla right? That you usually get vanilla from
The oak, yeah.
the oak, but this time it's caramel, mocha, and oak, and then sage and menthol. So
Sage and menthol?
yeah. So before you sat down, I can actually
I smell the sage.
sage. I don't know that I would say menthol, but
Yeah,
actually,
maybe that's how the little
actually, you know
smell.
what the menthol is? It's just
that?
the alcohol content.
alcohol.
It's not really. I don't think it's menthol. I think it's just more that alcohol.
But yeah, the sage for sure.
So raspberry red fruit notes. Let's see what else it says about that. Lots of red fruit. Okay.
Raspberry. This is very raspberry. It's very delicious. Can you taste the raspberries?
Wow. Oh my goodness, that is big and that is good. This would be so good with a nice big steak.
Oh, yeah.
It's got plenty of body to hold up to a meat with a lot of fat. This would be good with a ribeye, even maybe. Right?
It'd be good with
Yeah.
I mean, a
anything where-
fillet.
Yeah, filet. I think any kind of meat. I don't know if would it be good with lamb? I don't know.
Well, I would say that the lamb pops from Carver's that have that spicy rub on them that are grilled.
Definitely, huh?
But if it was a bland lamb, I would say no.
I don't know why we're talking lamb. We like their wool, not their
They're meat.
Is she being bad?
being bad.
No, not so much.
wool
This is-
lovers.
That's delicious. And I would say I'm going to give this a thumbs up. That is,
Me too.
Yeah.
I think this would be delicious with a piece of dark chocolate.
oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would.
Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Dark chocolate covered cherries.
Oh, that would be good. Now you're making me hungry.
Yeah, I was say, are we hungry or what?
Yum, yum. That is
Yum.
delicious. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of comments from you all who watched the tasting of the international treats. And we just want to let you know that we're not going to do that all the time. They have asked us if we'd like for them to send us another box, and they probably will. And we'll probably do it at some point, but it's not going to be an every time thing. We're more about knitting and tasting good wines.
Good wine.
And
Yeah.
talking about the fun and mischief we get up to. But yeah, so don't worry. That's not going to be our typical thing, but it is kind of fun to, switch it up a bit now and then.
It was
so-
fun, I think.
I think-
I thought it was a lot of fun tasting all those different things.
Yeah,
But yeah.
It was fun last night. So I was telling my husband that Kevin and Ray from Needles at the Ready also did a tasting. They just did it like the day before yesterday. And they got this same box that we did.
Oh, really?
Except they didn't get the replacement of I forget what the little
Yeah.
wafers were. They ended up getting the jelly straws. And somebody left us a comment who had watched theirs and said that we were not missing out.
They didn't like them.
When Ray unpacked it and kind of squeezed it up, it was like this
Oh.
very gelatinous, squiggly
Like a worm or
thing
something.
hanging out of the top. You kind of had to suck it off out of the tube, but it was
Oh, I'm glad we
holding
didn't
its
get
shape.
that.
So yeah, and there was only one tube, so that would have been weird.
Yeah, that would have been too weird.
We would have had to cut the tube. And,
Yeah,
and
that
then-
wouldn't
I
have
liked our replacement.
I think
It was
our
really
little
good.
cracker things
Yeah,
were
they
super
were-
duper good.
yeah,
they
But we got a kick out of watching them taste last night. And their reactions to the one that I said smelled like dog food and then smelled like cat food, and then I wasn't really sure, but we didn't even want it on our plate, was the same as ours. I don't think Kevin even tasted it. I mean, he may have just barely. I mean, we each had a good sized bite.
Yeah, we were brave.
But anyway, so Until next time.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yum.
Delicious.
Absolutely.